he's in year 3 right now. If he's not able to become the entrenched starter, at some point in this campaign, he doesn't have a future with the Colts. I mean, he's gonna have to go on the market and, like Justin Fields did, where you're just trying to find a spot and make enough headway and maybe salvage your career, or you become the permanent backup guy. Or like you said, maybe you're whatever, you're just not that type of person and you're going to be out of the league.
Yeah, because when you look at it, really, like some of these quarterbacks who are high profile, the career backup thing is just not in their cards, man. It's either this or it's nothing in the NFL. And I think Anthony Richardson is one of those guys. And it sucks, man. He's in this thing. First of all, when you're in a quarterback battle that can go either way, but it's with Daniel Jones, that's not a good look, man.
No.
Another NFL thing I thought was really interesting. Now, all these teams are releasing their depth charts, right? And the Colts released theirs. Something I've never seen before. On their depth chart, quarterback 1 says Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. That's literally what their depth chart says.
You haven't been a Florida State fan in the Mike Norvell era.
No, but I'm talking about NFL.
That is a big Mike Norvell thing.
For real?
Yeah.
On the actual depth chart.
Yes, because they release them pretty regularly. During the season, I think they release one every week. And it'll be, and he's gotten as many as 3. It'll be like this guy or this guy or this guy. And like you don't have like it might be 25 or 26 when you count the specialist, but you never have a Florida State depth chart where there's
11.
And there's no ors. There's always an or. So you'll be like, Pink or Bubba, and then it'd be like after that they just have like another name would be the backup behind us.
Yeah.
But it's so common, man. It's so common.
But man, this is another I don't know why, but like I'm going to be interested. I'm interested in watching some of these preseason games more so than I have been in the past because of these things. Like Shador, I'm going to be there. I'm watching Shador Friday. And then you got this one, Anthony Richardson. I'm very curious. Like he's in a place where this is hit for him. I don't see Anthony Richardson as a career backup player who coming in and can relieve your starter for times. Like I think he needs to be like your guy for the future, or I think he's somewhere in a warehouse forklifting. Like really, I mean after his NFL money runs out.
Yeah.
That's what I see from Anthony Richardson. The time is now.
Yeah. I don't have a good feel for his like demeanor. I've seen very limited interviews of him. I don't have a good feel for his, and without knowing that, because I do think that there are people when you're a certain type of guy, when you're kind of like, I mean, Jameis is kind of that guy now. If you're kind of a team first guy and you could put your ego to the back seat, you could stay in the NFL for a long time as a backup.
Yeah.
I just don't know enough about Anthony Richardson to have a sense of what his mentality's like, if that is, the fate that becomes him. But he's in year 3 right now. If he's not able to become the entrenched starter, at some point in this campaign, he doesn't have a future with the Colts. I mean, he's gonna have to go on the market and, like Justin Fields did, where you're just trying to find a spot and make enough headway and maybe, salvage your career, or you become the permanent backup guy. Or like you said, maybe you're, whatever, you're just not that type of person and you're going to be out of the league.
Yeah, because when you look at it, really, like some of these quarterbacks who are high profile, the career backup thing is just not in their cards, man. It's either this or it's nothing in the NFL. And I think Anthony Richardson is one of those guys. And it sucks, man. He's in this thing. First of all, when you're in a quarterback battle that can go either way, but it's with Daniel Jones, that's not a good look, man.
No, it's not.
That's not a good look.
Yeah, if you can't distinguish yourself from Daniel Jones,
and they have every single possible reason to edge you over him if all things are even. So that tells me I don't think things are really that even. I think Daniel
Jones has the upper hand, and they're just being polite.
They're just being polite because they have all of their chips on the board is with Anthony Richardson.
Could be.
But again, he has the opportunity to show. Now he's saying all of the right things. He said, I had to take this off season to change, eat right, because he's a big candy guy. Apparently, he's a huge candy guy. He's like me. And we have that in common, and all of that stuff. So he had to change his diet, change all of that stuff. But man, for the 1000th time, man, I didn't see it, man. I thought the Colts were nuts, taking Anthony Richardson at that point in the draft. And so I'll just be curious to see how he performs, man. I can't wait. I wish the best for him. I want to brag on Gators quarterbacks in the league. We don't have that many. I mean, from Rex Grossman to Tebow to
I was gonna say,
we've had some.
Other than Richardson, do you have any in the league?
Any in the league currently?
Yeah.
We got Kyle Trask.
Oh, I forgot about him.
I mean, I guess he ended up transferring. But he was he was a big hot commodity with the Gators. And
he finished his career as a Gator.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That was
because he took over for Felipe, and then he was very good.
Yeah.
Sat out the bowl game in what would be Mullen's last full season.
Yeah. Shout out to Mullen.
Yeah.
But yeah. So those are the two I can.
He's a guy I guess he's behind Baker, but you don't hear a whisper about.
He didn't perform well in the last preseason.
Yeah.
But they kept him.
Yeah. So, but it's not good for him going this far along, and you've made no impression in the league.
Yeah.
Tough. Not a great time to be a Gator.
I mean, it is. Maybe not to be a Gator quarterback. We can't even get the one we got now to stay on the field.
I know.
But he's back throwing passes Lagway if you're interested.
I'm not. That's too funny.
Keeping it in football here, Travis Kelce was talking about the huge, colossal Super Bowl loss. And basically he was just saying how, it's already in the trash. From the moment the game ended, he was already preparing for the next season. And by all accounts, I mean, they say Travis Kelce is looking, like he's in his prime of prime. A lot of off-season reports are like that about players.
Yeah.
But he's apparently super
never been in better shape.
yeah, super in shape. Now, I will say last year, he wasn't. He did look old. That was even in that last off-season coming into the season. So he didn't look like this. But just from the standpoint of you lose a game like that and really get whooped, and the end score really doesn't give justice to the foot the Eagles put in the Chiefs' ass. So, do you expect the Chiefs to really bounce back? Because mentally that could be a lot. To be this Jupiter of a team, right? And get whooped like that on the big stage. It's like, okay, how do you come back from that?
I have great faith in their people, their leaders specifically. I mean, Andy Reid's been around forever. He's taken ass whoopings and given them too. Pat Mahomes is an elite competitor. I love his mentality. I'll be shocked if he has a bad season.
Yeah.
And Kelce, if he does the right physical things. Kelce, I think the biggest thing that you're looking at is the age and that the toll that takes. And you're like, can he squeeze some more elite play out of his body? And if he's so far done the right things, credit to him. But to me, elite competitors, they do that. They flush the toilet and they move forward. It's kind of like we just talked about with Bryce Young. Like when something bad happens, you have a choice. You can wallow in it, you can pout about it, or you can respond to it. And I fully expected the Chiefs to respond to it. I would be very disappointed if they didn't.
Yeah.
Again, as soon as you're walking in that locker room, it's like, I want to run that game back. That was bullshit. Just in your mind, that's got to be if you're a competitive person. And we know Mahomes is. That's what you're thinking. There's no other thought. I mean, that's why, historically, even if you go to like NBA basketball where you have a series. I mean, it's extremely rare that a team takes a beating in a playoff game and you don't have a better performance the very next game. Like it's extremely rare. unless it's just a horrible mismatch where you'll have, you'll lose by 25 and you go out the next time, lose by another 25. Like that just doesn't, like, because it's competitive.
Yeah.
People care. People have pride. And it's like, yeah, you whoop me, but I mean, that ain't happening tomorrow or, next time we do this.
Yeah.
That's what being a competitor is about. And I really I didn't see any other option for them, I mean, if Kelsey has a great year, credit to him, I'll be a little bit surprised because I do feel like that, Father Time thing is undefeated. And I'm not saying he's going to go to complete trash, but, I'd be shocked if he had for him, top 5 statistical season next year.
Yeah, yeah.
But that doesn't mean he can't, be better than he was last year.
Yeah, he has to be better than he was last year,
Yeah.
man. I mean, just a ton of drop passes, and he just looks so lethargic and slow and just running behind the rich, famous white girl. I mean, that's what he did.
It could have been a major part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, elite performance is really based on routine and habit. And, dating a person like Taylor Swift, forget what you think of her music or whatever, but suddenly, like, you're probably traveling a lot more.
You're on tour trying to
you're
catch
accommodating time for her. You're not in what has been your routine for whatever, 12 or 13 NFL seasons, however many he's played. So, you either, and again, it probably feels like small slippage. And like, as it's happening, it's a couple bad days. I'll hit it hard on Monday. I'll catch up. That doesn't quite work that way. And I think like if he's doing the right stuff, he's probably kind of become a little bit more selfish in that regard. It's like, I need to do these things, and then we can screw around and do whatever.
I wonder what the hell is taking the NFL so long to make the decision on Rashee Rice. His criminal proceedings or whatever, that's been completed. They know, he knows, which he really got blessed. He can take his time to do the time. I think he has to do whatever in jail, but he has like 2 or 3 years to decide when he wants to go to jail and sit down. I think it's 30 days, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's like it's taking so long for the NFL to decide on his punishment. Now, by all accounts, they believe it's going to be somewhere between 4 and 8 games. But I feel like if it's going to be anything significant, you should let the team know ahead. I mean, we're here. We're in preseason. They're playing games now.
Yeah, yeah. He absolutely. There's no excuse to not make a decision. Like you said, the criminal proceeding's done. Get this on somebody's desk who makes a decision and call it 4 games, 6 games, 8 games, whatever. Just do it. There's not a lot to go into it.
No. They just gave the Vikings receiver his punishment today. It's 4 games for the substance abuse. I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that. But it's like, just hand them out. Just give them out.
Yeah.
And then guys need time, because a lot of guys, they fight against it. Whatever. If
you're going to appeal it or whatever.
You're going to appeal it or whatever. Yeah. So I feel like you want to give time for that process.
Maybe that might be a part of the delay. Is they might be trying to put him in a position where they issue the sentence. There's not really a lot of time to screw around with an appeal, and it's almost like where he's just internally better served. All right, just take it, and I'll be there for the end of the season and the playoffs, and that and just he makes that decision rather than do it now, and then there's appeal, and maybe there's some other nonsense. That might be the intention behind it.
Yeah,
it's kind of jam him up right before the season, and kind of just make it where like, you want to screw around with this, you might miss important games at the end of the year, or just take it now and go.
Yeah. I can buy that.